great to be here again, the third week now. Um, I think you've been sending me a lot of really great feedback from people that are watching the videos and, people in the community just sharing and getting the message from the insights that we're putting out there. So it feels great, and I'm happy to be here again. I think you were telling me today we're going to talk a little bit about business and the value of that. So maybe if we could start there, then.
The reason why we want to talk about business is because everyone talks about, I want to be successful, I want to be rich, I want to be able to buy everything for everyone around me, I want to be able to take care of my loved ones. But a lot of people are not being taught what they need. And our vision when it came to this podcast is to add value to people. But if you notice, we're adding value because we've been on the journey for 5 years now. So we've earned a lot of experience. So we have a lot of wisdom to give away. So the first thing we have to think about when we think about business is, what can you do for a full day? What can you love to do? Because when most people start, they have to work another job. What can you do after you're done with that job that you're going to be enthusiastic to do? Too many people focus on the ideas and I want to make all this money. But what about if the focus is, what can I be enthusiastic to do before my workday, after my workday? What can I be excited that when I leave my job that I'm working on for someone else? What can I go home to work on that's going to be for myself, my loved ones, and everyone around me? That's the start. Because to be an entrepreneur, to start a business takes time. You have to add value to the current marketplace. And don't go for the biggest battle. Start out with a small one. Build a little confidence. Get some practice in. Find out what you can work on that nobody else is working on. Find your space that's authentic to you, that's genuine to you, that you don't feel like you have to act to do it. It just comes natural. What would happen if you're adding value to someone from what you know? Because you've tested it over and over again. So the real journey takes anywhere between 3 to 10 years. The average business after 3 years has only a 33% chance of survival. So you have to give it your all. But then, if that business doesn't survive, you still won. Because you have experience now. Or you just didn't have the right product. You didn't have the right team around you. You didn't have the right passion for what you were doing. But you're collecting information. Failure is a part of becoming successful. Get comfortable with the idea. Get comfortable with the idea of risk. And don't think about asking for things. Don't think about asking for payment. Add so much value and give so much that people, they want to force payment upon you. And then what happens? You're building your name, you're building your word, You're building your reputation. People want to work with competent people that have integrity, that have character, that are proven. Because ultimately, what a business does is solve a problem for the world. So pick a problem that you love to solve, because the world makes room for purpose. Now, a mistake that a lot of people make is that they want to go and they want to just go so wide with business. But if I pick 10 things, that means that my mind is split 10 different ways. I need to just pick one thing, one topic. Because I promise you, if you read on that one topic for 3 to 5 years, chances are you're going to know more than everyone around you. But what else happens? As you're constantly practicing the information that you are absorbing, then you embody it. And when you embody it, in those situations, your eyes can see more than most. You're going to be able to see things that most people cannot see. I use myself for an example. I picked fitness. And it started at the physical fitness. It started with form, details to exercising, then nutrition, how the body felt. And once I felt my mastery evolve in that, then I added other areas that complement the physical fitness. The mental and the emotional fitness. That when you combine all three, turn into energetic fitness. Your energy. How you show up somewhere. What happens when you transfer to life out there? What happens when, because of your fitness, you are ready to engage with life? Look how powerful that word is. Ready to engage. That no energy that you meet out there can bring you down. Because if you have a high energy, you cannot be controlled by a lesser energy. And how do we become a high energy? By working on our energetic fitness, which compromises of the physical, the mental, and the emotional fitness. A strong body with lots of energy and a lot of vitality. A strong mind that can concentrate and focus and give me amazing thoughts and amazing ideas to act upon. A strong emotional fitness that doesn't allow me to succumb to my negative emotions, because it's part of human nature. The question is, do we develop the discipline to control our nature and to be able to transform all the energy that comes with that, those emotions, and turn them into energies of creation and building instead of destruction? It's unlimited. Now, I've mastered teaching this area. Then we institutionalize the gym. It's not a successful business if I have to work in it. So now I work on the business. But in order to be able to work on the business, the gym had to develop practices, processes, procedures that turn into systems. So we systemize everything from the exercises, from the phases, from the books that make up the foundation of a student's knowing to the conversations, everything is systemized. And we develop our coaches to have the right conversations. We develop our coaches to nurture, to care, and to develop people into the best versions of themselves. So now we got the gym aspect. We explain how we institutionalize. Now we go, okay, I'm ready for another business. Now, do I go do something new? Do I go open up a restaurant? Do I go open up, a doctor's office? No, I stay within the realm of fitness. Hey, I can make a product of fitness to schools, to kids, because I already have a foundation of that knowing. I already have a lot of wisdom there. Do you see what I'm saying? Then I personally experienced it. I personally do it. Then same thing. Practices, processes, procedures, systems. Then teach other coaches how to teach these systems, to implement them. Because they have embodied the systems within themselves. Because as teachers, we are the message. I cannot teach something I haven't done. I can have the information, I can have the ideas, but I can't really teach it unless I've done it. Now, we've all heard the phrase, those who cannot do, teach. And there's nothing wrong with that, because those are the people that get you started. But then you need to take a step further. And you need to go and search out for the people who have done it and be prepared so that you may acquire the honor of them pouring into you what they know to take you to your next level so you can continue to do. Because success, it takes a network. It takes people. It takes community. It takes family. It takes time. So if you're thinking about business, entrepreneurship, take the next 10 years off of everything else. Me personally, I worked over 1,000 days without a day off. And I was working anywhere between 20 to 40, 41 hours and a shot. I sacrificed 3 years of my lifetime to make my dream happen. But it's like everything in life. I went, built a rocket to go to the moon. And now I've come back down to show others how. Because everyone deserves it. You see, we all start out with this concept about what I want to do for me. But again, ask yourself, what are you going to do for others? Ask yourself, why didn't I just stop at the gym and continue to build more gyms? Why am I going laterally across? Because I have a vision of creating a company that inspires a lot of people, but more importantly, it gives to a lot of people. So from there, I said, what else? Hey, I want to be an author. Wrote a kid's book. Public speaker. Then corporate consulting. Lastly, life coaching. but all within the same realm of fitness. Do you see? Because what I am developing is a mastery for building a company. Now, what I can say in the future, I will go outside the realm of fitness. But first, let me make it in this one thing. Let me keep my focus here. My next goal, I need to write a book for adults. We have enough knowing. We have enough information. It's a long story. It's been 5 years of one thing. Then write everything down. Write the systems. Write the journey. Document everything. Every speech I've ever given. It's on video. Every time we do something great, we celebrate. Take lots and lots of pictures of all the people you are going on this journey with. It's the best part. It's the relationships. Give to them. Nurture them. Care. Understand that as a leader, your job is to coach and develop them. And my goal for everyone around me is their freedom. A lot of people, they have a misunderstanding of what freedom is. A lot of people think freedom is, hey, let me become rich and sit on the beach. It's not a happy life. It's just not. And be happy if you weren't born with anything. It's got to allow you to appreciate things when you have. Because I know I personally appreciate every single day. Because I've been at nothing twice in my lifetime. So the appreciation for me is, that's why I want to give so much. Freedom is to be able to work on your life's work. That's real freedom. Freedom is to keep developing your specific knowledge and taking it further and use it with the contribution of evolving humanity, of evolving everyone around you. That's freedom. Because if you do not have something that you're passionate about working on, you're not going to wake up looking forward to the day ahead of you. Or go to sleep looking forward to the day ahead of you. You need something that makes you come alive all the time. You need something that's going to push you to continue to self-develop, grow, expand, and learn daily. Because you can't wait to keep pushing that needle forward. Why can't you be the next Albert Einstein? Why can't you be the next Picasso? The next Elon Musk? The next Pat David? I can go on and on and on. They're no different than you. Only thing they have is courage. They take action. If you guys see my first speech, you wouldn't recognize me. Because that started over 4 years ago. Everything you see around me, it looks effortless, but it's because I worked really hard. I put in a lot of effort. So it's one thing you need to focus on. One thing, keep building your knowledge on that one thing, that specific knowledge. And the beautiful thing about life, that nobody is like you. So nobody's going to give value to that one thing the way you do. And then you're going to have people who are going to be drawn to you giving. They might not have the courage that you have, but if you can encourage them, then they can start working on what you're doing. And a lot of people talk legacy. Legacy means that there's a body of people continuing your work after you're gone. Isn't that beautiful? To create something that people want to keep furthering. It's everything in life. Contribution. So take it further than anyone can ever imagine. And anyone who's telling you otherwise, they're entitled to their opinion. But it's also none of your business. It's simple. Keep it simple. And give it your all. Now, we're talking about specific knowledge in that one thing. There's a lot of great business books out there. There's a lot of great autobiographies of people that did it, like Steve Jobs. Amazing autobiography. Benjamin Franklin. This guy designed the country. Alexander Hamilton. Think about the credit system. Well, wow, a writer. It's endless, the things that you can create. All you need to do is add value. Now, once you get to a position that you can give, please don't be that person that gives, and then asks. Never ask. Just continuously give. Remove yourself from a situation if the person doesn't have morals and values and principles the way you do. But never ask. Hold on to your power. Hold on to who you are. I promise you, law of attraction, traction, serendipity, coincidence, whatever you want to call it. I know that character, competence, word, integrity, name, reputation, opportunities come to you. Do what feels right to you. And if things are going to get you out of your lane, it's going to cost you a lot more than the money you think you're going to make in that short run. Sometimes I turn down contracts that are worth thousands of dollars because they're doing something that's out of my vision and mission. Health, happiness, confidence, inspiration. If it doesn't have anything to do with those 4 words, it's not for me. Supermouths, super leaders. Doesn't have anything to do with those 2 words. It's not for me. Cultures and environments. If it doesn't have to do with those words, it has nothing to do with me. Because a short win today that might take 3 to 6 months, maybe in a month sometimes with those contracts, is something that time spent there is going to make my long game longer. So we all understand compound interest, compound time. It's the compound effect. If I'm putting that time not on the goal, not on the vision and the mission, that means it's going to take longer. And I'm asking you to listen to me because I've done it. This isn't my idea. This isn't my opinion. This is me putting my effort to add value to you because you deserve it. And when I say you, I mean everyone. Nobody should be left behind. Everybody should be encouraged. Everyone should have the right to choose what they believe about themselves. And yes, they should be the best possible beliefs you can put together. Your life will be based on your choices and your decisions. Real simple thing. Does this feel good? Does this not feel good? Go with what feels good. Your heart knows. Notice I didn't tell you to go with what you think is good or think is bad. I said go with what feels good. Don't let anyone take you off your path. They're called blockers. It's a good term for it. They want to block you from continuing your path because it might be off their path of self-interest. So stay true to you. Never forget, you are the instrument. And it's not a human being that's the composer. Whatever you believe in, that's the composer. And the expression is love. So as an instrument, if you're not playing the music and the expression of love, you're out of tune. Take a step back. Go tune yourself up. Go get some clarity. Go think from a place of calm and peace. Peace is the minimum requirement. Peace is never the goal, the requirement. And see what happens. Go on this adventure that is life. Focus on the process and the journey. That's where the magic lies. And if you're smart, pick an endless process and journey. Your story should never end. Because the joy is in the doing. And the best part is, right? Just imagine this doing starts with you. And then all of a sudden, you got one person here, then one person to your right. Now you look around, there's like a circle around you. And now it becomes a group of people, mob of people. Next thing you know, you guys are a legion, changing the world for the better. You guys have come into alignment. And the best part is, it doesn't matter whose vision or whose mission. It's just that everyone's vision and missions are aligned. Because my company works with other organizations, other entities. Nobody can do anything by themselves. Pick that one thing. Build that one thing till it becomes an entity outside of you. And then go play with the other entities and see what happens. See what you guys can create. Go have fun.
Since we're speaking about business, when was it for you? Because you have a story as well where, you weren't always in this gym. I think you were in nightlife prior to this. So what was that moment? Take me back to that moment when you realized, okay, today's the day. I'm going to jump.
I embodied that business. Because in my life, I've always just been the best version of me. The whole time I was always into fitness. Because I've always carried myself to the best of my ability. So when I was behind the bar, to me, that was my stage. That's my show. I felt like Jay-Z, like Drake. Like I'm coming to perform. Part of that performance is always having my body right. To show up with the right energy. And working on me came natural to me. All my life I've been into fitness. It wasn't my passion for my career early on. It was my passion for me. That was my hobby. That was my vocation. Nightlife was my avocation. You see, an avocation is what you do to make your living and what you get better at. And I was fortunate that I loved my avocation and I loved my vocation, which is what was for me. What I didn't know, that throughout all those years, I was developing skills from Rob Carujo about running business, treating a business like my own. I treated his business like it was mine. At no point did I ever have that thought come into my head like, oh, it's not my business. I don't care. No. I was already practicing. This is my bar. And every other bar I worked in after, this is my bar. I did the marketing outside of work. I did the phone calls, the reaching out, you name it. Established the relationships. Went out and met wonderful people from all different walks of life. Networking. I didn't know, but everything I was going to need for business, I was doing it. Then one day I'm behind the bar and I felt it. This is my time. I don't feel that same love. I don't feel that same passion. I didn't feel that I wanted to continue to grow. Because the next step was to open up a bar restaurant. And at the time, I could have done it. But it didn't feel right. Logically, it made sense. It's what I know. It made all the logic and sense in the world. But I didn't feel it. Then I'll never forget, I walk into the bar one day at Miller's. My co-worker, Chelsea, who's become one of my students till this day, one of my mentees. And she's like, Juan, you look great. You need to train me. And that was the moment. It clicked. Yes, I do. I do need to train you. Because I listened to the signs. I listened to the universe. And boom. Me and her, we met at a park. And it started. Now, all those skills of networking and being behind the bar, I started using it to build a business. So at that time, I'm like, all right, I can do this. Next thing you know, I'm training 3 people consistently weekly. Now I'm training like 5 people. Now I'm talking to my partner now, Preston, at Blink. He's an area director. The amount of care I've seen this man take into people, like he really cared. He cared for people the way I cared for people behind the bar. And I just could tell his expertise. I'm like, that's my believable human being. That's my source. I'm going to trust what he has to tell me. Now I'm like asking him questions. Then next thing you know, I'm like, is it normal that I already have 10 people? It's been like a month. He goes, That's good. That's good. How long did you say? A month? Okay. I'm like, all right. Brother, would you mind if I keep asking you questions? Like, would that be okay? He's like, yeah, I'd be delighted to help. Next thing you know, 2 months go by. I'm like, I got about like 20 people. Is that normal? 20 people? Yeah. Where you training? Oh, at the park. And some of them I go to. 20 people? Yeah, brother, 20 people. Okay. Now, Third month goes by. Preston, it's like 30 something people. All right. What are you doing? That's crazy. I've never heard of someone in 3 months build 30 something people be training. I'm like, no, like, brother, like, workflow. Yeah. Yeah, we in there. We're doing it. Like, we're like, I'm very passionate about it. Like, it's happening. You know, I'm not going to tell you that they're all consistently every single week, but on and off, we got 30 in the roster. We 100% about this. You know, I'm all right with numbers. I've been counting money for a long time behind the registers and bars. You know, I think I got my numbers down. Bro, this is crazy. And I'm like, yo, isn't it? All right. Thanks, man. Thank you. That really empowers me. Now I'm like, it's getting cold out here. I need to do something. Or, you know, do we close down this season and like we'll do a season? No, I'm like, no, like, you know, like no, we can't do that. That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. I know what happens to seasonal places. They normally don't last long. So I'm like, I go back to Preston. Hey, Preston, you ready? He goes to me, ready for what? I'm like, brother, we're going to open up a gym. He has like a mild heart attack. He gets a little red, a little flustered. He's like perspiring a little bit. He's like, bro, that's a big decision. How you going to tell me that in the middle of the gym like this? Like, can I have a moment to think about it? I'm like, yeah, bro, take your time, think. I'm going to be working out. I'm going to be here like 2-3 hours. Let me know because I'm on the move. You know, winter's around the corner. I want to move fast. All of a sudden, half an hour goes by. He comes back. He's probably perspiring a little bit more. And he's like, taking some heavy breaths. Okay. If I was going to open up a gym when you would be you. Everybody likes you. You're personable. 30 some people. Let's do it. I'm like, all right, let's do it, bro. Next thing you know, we go grab another 2 people. We open it up. Now we're doing it. Now I took a step forward. Took a risk. You have to understand something about me. I bet on me. I bet on me doing what it takes. Now, what I'm going to tell you is that I'm not expecting anyone to come and be like, I'm going to save you. No, I mean, like, I bet on me to do the work. And doing the work doesn't mean like, all right, I worked 8 hours today, I'm done. No, doing the work means that until it gets all done, like we're doing it all. And just believing in myself. But from a place of love. From a place as in, if others can do it, so can I. Because they have proven that it's possible for me to do it. And never comparison and never competition. Just from a place that I want to help make people better. I have information that really helps people. And I'm not done helping people. You know, when you really believe in what you have to give to people and it's really about them and it's really about making their life better, that's energy. I've been very blessed because I've never focused on money. I've always focused on people. But because I focused on people, the money's always been there. You know, like, I can't stress it enough. Don't focus on making money. Focus on delivering value. And not just like the bare minimum. Like over-deliver. Over-deliver every time. Give it your all every time. Every moment, every second. Give it your all. Be on all the time. And don't be on because you need to make your business work. Be on because you live one life. Spend it well. Live your life with passion, enthusiasm. Be excited about it because it's your life. And remember, don't focus on what others have. Focus on what you have. And understand that your circumstance is your gift. I can tell you, if I was born rich, nothing would have value. I wouldn't appreciate it, any of it. Would I really be this happy? But because I was born with nothing, had an amazing childhood, then my father leaving and having nothing again, that's what allows me to appreciate things so much. Because to hit the bottom twice, you appreciate things more. Things have value. You know, it's value. Well, I can tell you, the day I have kids, I'm going to teach them to appreciate life. They're all going to work a restaurant job. And I'm never going to give them anything. I'm going to make sure they always earn everything. I'm going to make sure I always challenge them. I'm going to make sure that no matter what, they see people, as human beings. I'm going to make sure that they understand what character is. Honesty, love, compassion, empathy, kindness. You need to give value to life. So you have to ask yourself, what brings your life value? For me, it's growing people around me. How blessed am I? I'm practicing for my kids in the future. How blessed am I that I have all these amazing people in my life that are going to talk good about me to my kids? How blessed am I that I'm going to have all these relationships that are going to want to give to my future kids? You know, that's the beauty of it. I personally don't need anything. You know, I can provide whatever experiences I want for myself. But some experiences, right, for your children, you can't provide them. Because they're gonna be like, Dad, like, I'm tired of listening to your voice. So one of my dreams is, amongst the many that I help and empower, that one of them are going to help and empower my kids in the future. Because I know it won't be for me. I know that because I've helped them empower a lot of my mentors' kids. I see their frustration. We say the same things, but they listen to me. They don't listen to them. And we say the same thing. It's the beauty of life. We all need each other. But the most important thing that you need in that moment, when it just comes and you get it, is belief. You have to believe. Unwavering faith. And understand that life doesn't happen the way you think it's going to happen. It happens the way it happens. Just be prepared when it happens. You just have to be ready. And you're going to learn that it's not hard being ready. A lot of people waste time. So if you're self-improving every day, chances are you're going to be ahead of most people. Just self-improve a little bit every day. See what happens. Take control of your life. And understand that it's either pain of regret or love of discipline. You thought I was going to say pain of discipline. No, discipline is freedom. Love discipline. That's your freedom. When you're disciplined, you're picking you. And the only way you can help everyone around you is to pick you. Because if you're too busy doing everybody else's things, you're never building you. So if you're never building you, how can you acquire to give? Doesn't make sense. But yet, it's the common mistake. Love isn't sacrifice. Love is you picking you so you can teach others how to love themselves. And then that love synergizes and it's in inter-exchange. It's the beauty of it.
Luckily you were able to quickly jump into, okay, I got these people around me and I know exactly what I could be doing, and so you jumped into fitness. And that's the part where I see people most fall back on, is like they linger on that feeling for so long. Next thing you know, it's 4 years have gone by and they've known all this time that the fire died out a really long time ago. So what could you say to that, to those people that are lingering on that feeling, maybe now the last however long?
Don't doubt yourself. Doubt. In that moment, you have to understand that if you continue to do the same thing, you're going to continue to create the same feeling. So if you understand that, if I continue to live the same day, I'm going to continue to walk into the same future and feel the same thing. When is it that you decide to do something different? When is it that you decide that when you're not working at your current job, you're going to work on yourself? The mistake that people make is that they think by working on their job, they're gonna achieve their next level of success. But that's what's wrong. You're going to work at your job to pay for your life, but you're going to work on your life when your job's work is done. If you're working from 9 to 5, from 5:30 and on, it should be about working on you. You can always have more by becoming more. What does that mean? You need to develop skills of value that add value to other people. Capitalism, what it means, the simplest way to explain it is an exchange between two people. It's an exchange between entities. So how are you adding value? If I'm a public speaker, it's because I got a great story to tell. If I'm doing a kids class, it's because I have a curriculum. If I own a gym, it's because I have a gym system. If I own a real estate company, I probably have a system that makes it operate between buyers and sellers, that adds value to both. Then ask yourself, right? Who am I going to add value to? If I understand that if I go to company A or company B and I'm doing the same thing, but I'm making company B, let's say I'm making company B $50,000, but I'm making company A, $5 million. Who's going to pay me more for the same work? So now that I've asked myself that question, the next question to ask myself is, how do I do the same thing that I'm doing over here? And how do I develop the network to get there? Or what do my moves look like? If I work for so-and-so, will that get me the ability to then go work for the next person on the next tier of that social level, of that industry? If I do this person a favor, will that possibly get me an opportunity to then go work for someone else? But who's thinking big? The problem that we have is that most of the time people are waiting to be told what to do, as in supposed to being proactive and taking action and asking themselves, what do I need? I read 1 to 3 books a week And I still don't feel like I get to read enough. And there's so many books I can't wait to devour and read. And so many books I have to reread. Because when you read, it's about developing insight and deepening your understanding. So when you contemplate and you have ideas, they become better ideas that you can implement. So that way I can visualize the goal, where I want to reach for, then conceive the idea, then achieve it, and then receive it. But if I'm not giving myself the right nutrients to have the right thoughts, am I ever going to have those ideas? So most people are asking themselves the wrong questions. The question is, what's the next book I need to read for my next step? Me personally, I'm normally reading material on whatever my task at hand is. When I'm doing, let's say, a speaking tour, I'm reading public speaking books or articulation books or vocabulary books. When I'm really focused on business books. When I'm really focused on fitness, I look for, I have a glossary of amazing people in this industry and I ask for their recommendations because I already know the foundation. So I need to find that rare information now. If I want to go more thinking about food, then I'm starting to read diet books. If I'm thinking about life, health, I'm thinking about, I read this great book, Moonshots. Let me know what's coming in the future. Yes, I have an idea what's coming from 2030 up to 2050. And we're in 2023. And yes, I'm already preparing for that time. I like to stay ahead. I like to stay current. And things can change at any time, but ultimately, life is about foresight and prediction. You need to be able to predict markets and industries and where they're headed and how they're going to move around. Hey, I'm not a financial analyst, but anywhere between 18 months to 2 years, it's going to be a great time to buy stocks. Be prepared for that time. How do I know this? Because I'm always paying attention to the world. I'm always listening. I'm always seeing what's going on. I also understand that when times are bad, times will be good again. This too shall pass. So I pay attention to what's going on. I know when to strap up, and I know when I can just give. I know when to have cash on hand, and I know when I can invest. And then I stick to what I know. During that time when I make those stock investments, you think I'm using my picks? Absolutely not. I'm going to go to one of my friends who I know for a fact is very successful and has done very well for himself. And I'm going to be like, hey, tell me what to do. Thank you. See, I'm asking for him to add value to me. I added value to him through fitness. That's how life works. It's exchanges, capitalism. It's a beautiful system. It's the one system in the world that anyone can truly get to the top from anywhere where they're at. It's a blessing. The only thing is it has to be earned. And I can't make this point enough. Stop wishing that you were born with it. Because the gift is to be able to value it. That's the gift of life. You don't know, if you don't know how to value that, what kind of life are you going to lead? Are you really happy? Look at Robin Williams. The man. That man's legacy has been to make people happy, and it's incredible. But start understanding that money is not life. Start understanding that life is life. So I'm not saying don't build a financial security. But what I'm saying is that shouldn't be your number one goal. Relationships is everything. That's the real abundance of life. And all the books I've read, the wisdom I've gotten from everyone that's been older, and when they look back, it's relationships. Take care of them, value them, treasure them. Treasure the people around you. And make sure that the people that you're building your empire with, and that your empire is helping their empire and so forth, make sure you really enjoy their company. Make sure you enjoy them. Make sure that, yes, love and friendship, but most importantly, respect. Respect. Because a friend doesn't ask you to help them out for business. Because they respect you. Or vice versa. Don't ask your friend for a hand. Because you respect them. Make sure that it's the relationship that you treasure. As long as you always treasure relationships, believe me, the opportunity, the way will always show up. But you have to understand that life tests you. Don't take the easy way out, the hard way. Go the hard way every time. That's what shapes you. That's what makes you. Imagine you're asking for more. But if you can't manage or take care of what you have, what right do you have to ask for more? You won't be able to manage or take care of it. Doesn't make sense. And if you haven't done it, it's okay to understand that you don't know. Go ask somebody that knows. And when someone that knows is giving you some advice, if they're pointing you in the right direction, do yourself a favor. Listen. Just listen. They know. You're coming to them with an idea. If they've executed ideas before and they've been successful with them, just listen. If anything, instead of taking your idea and shopping your idea around, no, you take their information and you go cross-reference it. And chances are that everyone's going to agree with it and then just do it. Because they know. Simple. Life, as people, we complicate it sometimes. Let's not complicate it. Let's love everyone around us. Treasure your relationships. Enjoy building. Enjoy your life. And as you do more, it's more exciting. Today, we're staying consistent with what we're doing. Tomorrow, I have to go do an assembly at school to go perform. The day after that, I have to go do a leadership and a staff development presentation. Go perform. Saturday, Sunday, booked. I haven't even looked at the calendar next week, but I know it's booked. Because I've prepared to be able to handle this load. And guess what? I'm still preparing to handle more. But at this level, am I preparing myself to handle more? Or am I preparing the amazing people around me to help me handle more? The people around me. Coach them every day. I coach them every day. And I don't hold back. My goal is that either we build the next Amazon or Tesla and they go with me all the way, or that they learn how to be an entrepreneur effectively from me and how to execute, how to take action, and how to build a company inside out and go do their own thing. I'm good with whatever they do. I believe in them and they have my support. I'm not here to get in their way. I'm here to empower, to encourage. Simple. I want them to do what they want to do. It's simple. I want to live the way I want to live, so I have to people let live. See that? Live and let live. I can only give choices and counsel. But with those choices and my counseling, I'm here to empower. I'm here to support you in whatever you want to do, whether it's with me or doing it in your own space. I'm here to empower you. I don't need anything, but please ask me, because I do want to help, because I've been helped along my way. And the universe is amazing. It answers. I have a meeting this upcoming Sunday with my buddy who called me. Called me today. He said he was proud of me. His company is making millions a year. Millions. And he's in his 13th year. It felt like yesterday that he started that company. There's nothing I can give him. But he wants to take me out to lunch, to empower me, to give me his insight, to teach me what he knows. Because as he's been watching my journey, he contacted me. That's love. But I also showed him that I'm ready for what he has to give. That's why it's happening. But what about if I wasn't the way I was? What about if I wasn't always giving? He's proud of me because I give. He's going out his way to give to me because he's seen me give. You never know who's watching. Life is magical. You just have to believe. And we become what we believe. Don't let nobody choose your beliefs. You choose to believe what you want to believe. And don't let anyone put any other beliefs inside you that don't have to do with greatness. Go for it. Go for greatness. Aim high. As high as you can. And if you're aiming as high as you can, you'll never hit it. But that's the best part. Don't aim low and hit. Aim so high that it's endless.
It's powerful. We are what we believe, everyone.